Hey crafters, this is Paulette. It is time for September's name tags already. If you're following my series on the name tags, these are the little at the office. They're just a little vinyl name tag. You get about 12 in a package for $1.88 at Walmart. The little holders come 12 in a package for $1.88 at Walmart. So for around $4, you have a fun thing that you can share maybe with your card class. Well, I forgot in my other two previous videos, I failed to stamp my month of September. Because of the way this stamp is designed, the E is nestled into the T, and I kept getting a little overmark here from that, so I've had to go back in and stamp these extra leaves that were not on my original tag, as you can see here. So I'm going to go back and do this, and we're just going to start from scratch. My little cards are cut 2.5 by 3 1/4. I have already stamped my window in Memento Black and the month because that is just so hard to stamp. Those were the little Paper Studio calendars and numbers. Months of the year is what it's called. And just because I try to dip only the SEPT, the E is nestled right into the T, so I went ahead and stamped those. I did save one though that has the mark, so we will deal with that and camouflage with our leaves. We're going to use the Bic Mark It markers. I thought we would color this time since we haven't colored in a while. My browns of choice are the lighter brown, and I'm missing one, and this kind of peachy color for my window, but this brown has dried up while I was making my tags, so it is all gone, and I've had to move on to the next brown in my Bic Mark Its, which it'll be fine. So the peach, the orange, the yellow, the green, and the brown. Let's get started. I talk way too much. Let's go ahead and do the rest of our stamping. Our sentiment is going to be in Ranger's Archival Black, and so was the month of September. When I'm creating these cards, I pull out a ton of stamps, and I just lay them on my card and see what fits. I am using several different stamp sets. We are using Aviary for this sweet little owl. We are using Saltbox Studio, A Banner Year. That's where the sentiment came from, Welcome Fall. And we're using Cottage Window. We're using the window and the pumpkins. I did stamp the pumpkins in my StazOn Red ink, which was not ideal for the coloring that we're doing, but it's what I did, so I'm just going to go on and do that. I don't have a red Memento ink, or an orange would have been really nice, so I just went ahead and used what I have. And if you're careful, it's okay. It's not too bad. Well, I did pretty good on those. I did have some pumpkins that were floating. This one here is a prime instance of that. This shelf only has 4 lines here, and my pumpkins were floating on this, so I drew in another one. I just colored a line with my brown marker and then used my little fine tip black marker to just sketch that. This window is very sketchy anyway, and so that just took care of that. Alright, well, let's get rid of some of these. We don't need all of them. We are going to use a little leaf stamp from this little stamp set right here. This is by All Night Media, and I use this on my calendar a lot. Just really cute little images for every holiday practically. We're going to stamp our little owl in the Ranger Archival Black ink as well. And then we need our little leaves. I'm doing those in Old Olive and Real Red. I had some boo-boos on some of my cards, so I ended up coming back with some red and doing those two. So let's go ahead and stamp the red ones and get that out of the way. Then we can get on to our coloring. Okay, now our stamping is all done. For my window, I'm using this peachy color, and I'm going to go around here. Well, that one's glued down. I'm going to go around here, and I'm going to just scribble over all these little areas where I can see the wood grain and where I think that there are going to be highlights. There's some pretty little designs on these windows, and so I wanted to be sure and highlight those. And then just kind of back here where you think it might be natural. Just very randomish. For me, the faster that I go, I think the better it turns out. When I really try to painstakingly do well, it's worse. So I just kind of do what seems like it would work. And after you color a few, you kind of get into a flow and you know what you like and what you don't like. And after you get everything on here, it just all kind of goes anyway. If I worry too much about my coloring, I would never share my projects. Don't be afraid to turn your work so that the flow is more comfortable for your hand. Have a little bit of arthritis from some carpal tunnel years ago. And then when I had my major body meltdown due to a broken bone in the bottom of my spine that was there my entire life, my hands don't want to do certain things. It's getting better. Nerve damage takes years to repair. So just do what's comfortable. Do what you can do. Now for the pumpkins, I did use this yellow, which is kind of a mute point, and you have to be careful because I've got that StazOn ink in there, and this alcohol marker will pick up that StazOn ink, so I'm just trying to stay in between. And then I came back in with the orange and very haphazardly colored in, leaving a little highlight at the top. Again, the faster I go, the better I think it looks. If I concentrate too much, you know, haphazardly leaves me some highlights, and I don't know, for me, I think it makes it look a little bit more realistic. I think I would really enjoy the Copic markers. I just haven't invested in them. There's so many, I just don't know how I would choose all the colors. But I think they would be fun. Okay, gosh, are we done? We're done. That's crazy. That's crazy. So, okay. There we are. Cutie patootie. And by the time you put it in your little clear sleeve, everything looks beautiful. So really fun. So what do you think? Do you like this better than the original? I think I do. On the second video, I realized I failed to stamp the month, so I came back and I slapped that in there, and I absolutely did not like it. And then through some of the stamping, like this one, the next E got on there, so then I had to go to the red leaf, which, you know, kind of ended up maybe being too much, maybe it didn't. I don't know. That's kind of how my projects go. I end up with a boo-boo, and then I have, see, and then you can't just have one, because that looks kind of weird. So then I ended up putting one over here, and then it just crawls up the page. That's how my card making goes. So anyway, I guess it's okay. Not really planned, but it works out somehow. Well, if you have any questions, be sure and let me know. Oh, let's see, I did not do the stems. See, I'm always forgetting something. Because I talk too much. I can't talk and do anything at the same time. All right. If you have any questions, be sure and let me know.